Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am Tamara Johnson Sheely, and this is Safe and Sound Week, OSHA's National Safe and Sound Week. And we are Politics, Beauty, and Barber. We are the concerned beauty and barber professionals, and you are safe in our space. So we have a great lineup this morning. Let me see who is joining us. Good morning, Renee.
How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you? It's Safe and Sound Week.
I know. It's been an interesting week doing some research on communicable diseases.
Yes. So before we get started, introduce yourself and tell everybody where you are and who you are.
Okay, my name is Renee Herskovitz. I am a studio owner. I've been in the industry for 21 years, and I'm in St. Paul, Minnesota. So I guess just you want me to get started on?
Yep, go. Let's dive right in. So let's talk about, first of all, what Safe and Sound Week is. Safe and Sound Week is OSHA's initiative to make sure that industry, occupations, different industries, that we are intentional about health and safety. You know, health and safety is the cornerstone of who we are, the concerned beauty and barber professionals. It is all that we're about. And in this COVID season, we have to be mindful that safety and health must be our number one priority. So to be participating with OSHA in this national initiative for Safe and Sound Week is an honor. And I am delighted to be among some of the, I call them the baddest professionals in the industry, because health and safety is first and foremost on their radar. So thank you, Renee. And we look forward to your presentation this morning.
Looking at a lot of the different communicable diseases, one thing I found is there's not a lot of research going on in the US for salons and barbershops, which I find very interesting, because you can find a lot of different studies in many other countries where they actually swab clippers and blow dryers and hood dryers and all the different implements that we use. So one of the communicable diseases that I'm going to be talking about is Candida auris is the name. And now this one hasn't been found to be in salons, but the reason I wanted to talk about this one is because it's becoming very prevalent in the US. It was first found in 2009 and in 2016 in the US. And so, and in recent years, there's actually been some upticks in outbreaks. So I just want to talk a little bit about this, because it definitely seems like a potential fungal disease that will be seen not only in hospital settings, but outside of that as well. So if you guys can see my screen here. So it is under the category of a fungal. So, and you can see here that it is actually extremely resistant to any kind of antifungal medications, and even a lot of cleaning supplies. They're still actually looking into what will best kill this virus, because it does stay on surfaces. Excuse me, not virus, this fungal infection. So you can see here, how is it spread? They are finding it is spreading person to person, skin contact. So it can shed from the skin. So it's being found in laundry, on implements, hard surfaces, bedding, things like that. It can contaminate surface equipment. You can get it in your ear, bloodstream, open wound. And they're still doing more research to understand it, because it is sort of mystifying them at this point. How long can it live on surfaces? For at least 14 days, and they're finding it much longer in some cases. The symptoms, are pretty typical, like a lot of things that, cause fever, chills. If you do have it in the ear, you'll get like an ear infection. So things that come along with that, like a sharp or dull pain, muffled hearing, ear drainage, fatigue, bladder infection. And if it does get in the bloodstream, it can cause death, which has occurred in the US. So measures to prevent spread. So as I was saying before, it is an extremely resistant strain of Candida fungus, where most Candida fungus actually starts in the gut. But this one has, as I said, an affinity for the skin. So it can populate on the skin. And you can see here the types of environments it's been found on, as far as like in bedding, on bed rails. So if you're thinking about that, the arms of our styling chairs, our station, our equipment, all kinds of things like that. So currently what is being recommended for cleaning are any of the EPA list K products, which you can find on their website, and then Clorox bleach wipes and sprays are the best defense right now that they are recommending. So that's something we all have access to. And then again, the prevalence in the US, like I was saying before, it was first found in 2009 in Japan, and that was an ear infection. And then in the United States in 2016. And it is becoming, if you look it up right now, it is becoming something that is a rather large concern, because of how quickly it has started to spread, and for the fact that we have a lot of people in hospitals for longer periods of time right now due to COVID. So they're seeing it pop up in situations like that. The reason I think it's a concern for us is because of not only protecting our clients. I currently have 4 clients who have cancer. I have a lot of immunocompromised clients. And so just making sure that this space is clean, because I also have a lot of clients that work in healthcare. So they work in hospitals, they work in long-term care facilities, they work in places where this is being found. And because it can spread, it can get on the skin, you could be walking around with this and be spreading this. So this is just something I think that we should have an awareness of. Again, this has not been found in salons as of yet. But definitely seems like something that could be an issue for us to want to tackle and deal with. So that's why I wanted to speak about this one today. So if anybody has any questions on it, I'm happy to answer any of those.
We did have a comment on he says, how do we know if we have it? I'm concerned.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's something to be overly concerned about right now. They do say that it has not been found outside of hospital facilities. And it typically will affect people who are already sick or are immunocompromised, things like that. And it can be a little difficult, even in the hospital setting, for them to know, because it's usually combined with other symptoms somebody's already having. So they do have to take a culture or a blood test to recognize it as of right now. But again, this is just something that to think about, that there's things like this out there that if we're doing the proper sanitation in our salons, the worry can come way down on stuff like that, because we know we're taking all the precautions we possibly can. You know, one thing that I'm actually going to be doing, since this is popping up in the United States more, is my clients that do work in the hospital, you're welcome, that do work in hospital settings, I do have some that come right from work in their scrubs, and I'm going to be telling them that they have to change out of their scrubs before they come to their appointment, and possibly, you know, not schedule an appointment on them right after work or something like that when they've been in a facility. So there's certain things, and really I'm looking at that because I don't want my environment to be contaminated with anything for my other clients. You know, if I have my client coming in after them that has cancer, that has a low immune ability, I don't want my environment to be unsafe for them. So I will be taking those extra precautions with that.
And it's funny that you say that, Renee, about the clients that work in the hospital setting. Many of them, and I've seen this on social media, many of them don't even wear their clothes into the house. I actually saw this one story about a lady who literally strips in her garage and puts her laundry in the washing machine and like goes in and immediately showers. So they're even very mindful of taking cross-contaminating by bringing those contaminants from work into their own homes. Yeah. So, you know, for you to ask them not to do that, I think it's a very fair ask.
Oh, yes. And I know they will be completely happy to oblige with it too, just knowing them as people. And I think they just, you know, they'll come on their lunch break and it's not even a thought. I hadn't thought about it until really reading this and thinking, oh, I probably should not be having them coming in here in their hospital scrubs. So yeah, there'll be some things I'm changing because of that, for sure.
Yeah. And this is why you are a member advocate of the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals, Politics, Beauty and Barber, because health and safety is your number one priority. And again, you are safe in our space.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Renee, for your presentation this morning. We're going to head to the next presenter. Let's see. That's Dr. Brenda. Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
Good morning, Dr. Brenda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to be here this morning with you all on this safe and sound week.
Yes, yes. And you are, I'm going to let everybody say this again. You are safe. I'm going to let you say it, Dr. Brenda.
You are safe in our space.
Let me bring Renee back because I want to record her saying it too. 1 second, Dr. Brenda. Renee?
You are safe in our space.
Awesome. I'm going to make some really great videos and we're going to have some really great, all of this information will be disseminated all throughout social media this week. So I would just want to say thank you to the member advocates who took the time this morning to give us this awesome presentation. So Dr. Brenda, tell us who you are and where you are.
Well, I'm Brenda Kennard Hosey. I'm in Toledo, Ohio. I am a 45-year state of Ohio cosmetologist, and I am retired. I'm an advocate of legislation and an advocate of health and safety.
Awesome. Awesome. And you have a presentation this morning and I'll let you dive right on in.
Okay. I don't know if we can bring it up or I'll just talk about what I'm going to be going over today is, you've heard of strep throat. But the word for strep throat is the disease of streptococcus, streptococcus, and it's a strand. It's a group A, and there's a group B. This bacterial disease, it causes many different infections, and most common is strep throat. Strep throat, which is a serious and sometimes a deadly type of bacterial infection, and it can spread. This group A is a highly contagious, spreading through droplets, this is through a sneeze, through shared food and drinks, and you have to practice safety of washing your hands regular, being around sick people, like Renee was saying, being in a hospital and coming in, those workers coming into the salon gives you another thought on letting them change their clothes before they come in. This information that we're looking up, sometimes it's been taken for granted. And so a lot of us will be changing our practice on how we treat our clients, because we want them to continue to be safe in our space. And so these type of meetings, I'm so grateful for them. When I went to the website of health, the sound and safe, and the different states that were a part of doing this was the only group of for barbers, beauticians, nail techs that I saw. There were mostly manufacturing groups doing health and safety in their businesses and their companies. This is important that cosmetologists, barbers, nail techs, estheticians is bringing that awareness even the more of health and safety in our business. And so getting back to strep to cop, to these words are tongue tires. These words are tongue tires, but it's streptococcus. You know what I'm saying. Well, anyway, strep throat is one of the things that can cause this bacterial disease. Scarlet fever. We have impetigo, and there's cellulitis. There's rheumatoid fever. There's so many things that can be contracted from this bacterial disease, and it can be spread. Sometimes, even in our salons, razors, scissors, combs, clippers, hairpins, the different equipment that we work with. So we want to always be mindful to practice sanitation, disinfecting, sterilization. It's very prevalent in women, pregnant women. So newborns are very privy to getting this type of infection. And some of the precautionary measures is a vaccine that you can receive. There is a study that newborns and the mothers, the symptoms of this disease, this one is in the group B, the group B group of the of this particular disease. And there is currently, pregnant women can be protected and their newborns of this bacterial disease. There's right now there is no vaccine. You just have to kind of just be tested to make sure that you don't have streptococcus. It's a tongue tire, and I did practice saying it, but now it's not coming out. Streptococcus. You know what I'm saying. But in the group of B, there is the bone and joint infections, meningitis, pneumonia, and their skin and soft tissue infections. As it being prevalent in the United States, it's estimated that 11,000 to 24 cases are invasive in the A group of this disease that occur each year. And the simple things of just washing your hands, practicing hygiene, just being careful around people that are sick can stop the spread. Those type of safety measures put in place where you are is very helpful in stopping this particular kind of disease, unless it goes into a more deadly, which would be your rheumatic fever and some of the other diseases that will become more prevalent and more serious.
Thank you, Dr. Brenda.
You're so
Such
welcome.
valuable information about, is it Streptococcus?
Yes, Streptococcus. Streptococcus, that's it.
Yes.
Group
yes,
A
yes.
and Group B.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Brenda. And again, you are what?
So,
You are safe.
You are safe in our space.
Here, all right. All right, let's see. We have Yali next. Let's see for our next presenter. Yali, welcome. I hope I'm saying your name correctly.
You are. Hi, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. And you got to say it.
You're safe in our space.
Awesome. Awesome. And tell us who you are and where you are, and really, really, really where you are.
Really, where I am? Okay. My name is Yali Milan. I am a licensed nail technician and esthetician, and I own a studio called The Nail Pot in Vancouver, Washington. I am home in Puerto Rico right now, so that's where I am right now. Yes. Coming to you to talk to you about tinea pedis. And tinea pedis is mostly known as athlete's foot, and I think everybody is familiar with the concept. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you about. So tinea pedis, what is it? It's a fungal infection of the skin. It is contagious. It's commonly presented in people who has onychomycosis, which is the scientific name for toenail fungus. About 75% of the world's population have some sort of fungus, yeast, or candida infection on their skin. And it's typically known to grow in warm, dark, moist places. So you can find it very common with people that wear closed-toe shoes, those kind of like steel-toe shoes. It's very common for people to contract the tinea pedis in it. What are the symptoms? I included some visuals, sorry. But it's to give you an idea. So it's itching and peeling skin. It's just that uncontrollable itching in your toes, between your toes and underneath and your sole. You're going to see some tiny red spots, kind of like a rash, like blistering and cracking on the skin between the toes. You're going to see a lot of peeling. The skin feels rough and flaky and cannot be smoothed by the foot file. So if you're home and you're like exfoliating and then you're using a foot file and you just can't seem to smooth that skin, you probably have tinea pedis. It can be very mistakenly compared to just having like a callus or just like dry skin. But if you feel it like it's rough and flaky and it's like shredding, it's probably tinea pedis. It's often confused with eczema and contact dermatitis as well, just because of how red and irritated it looks. It also because of the itchiness. And it seems like it comes and goes, like you're not itching all the time. It just happens when it's flare up. So it can be confused with eczema. How and why, how we get tinea pedis. First of all, the number one issue is because your feet are very dry. When your feet is very dry, it can cause micro lesions, which means that because the skin is so dry and you are constantly walking and having some motion with your feet, the skin starts opening in micro lesions, so really small openings, causing to expose your bloodstream to like outside pathogens and bacteria. So that's how you get that fungus in your skin. So that's the number one cause. Another cause could be poor hygiene, not washing your feet with soap and water or scrubbing or applying lotion. So believe me or not, there's a lot of people that think that because they're using soap in their face and their arms and half of the body, that all that soap is going to get to their feet, therefore they're washed. And that's not the right thing. You actually have to wash your feet, people. So use your soap and really apply it between your toes and your sole and your heels, and use an antibacterial soap so you can, get all the dirt and all the stuff from it. Not applying lotion. If you don't use the right lotion, obviously your skin is going to be very dry, so then it causes a microlesion, so you start that vicious cycle. So please make sure that you're washing, that you're scrubbing, and that you're applying lotion. It could also be caused by hormone imbalance, and this could be if you are taking a long-term antibiotic or cortisone, that could cause the tinea pedis as well. It could also be caused by a compromised immune system. For example, poor nutrition is commonly found on people that eat a lot of sugar. So, if you eat a lot of sweets and added sugars, you're very prone to have that fungus as well. Stress can cause that, the excess cortisol in our body. And it could also be present in pregnant women. And it can also be caused by people that have had some sort of illness and trauma or any systemic disease like diabetes. It's very found on diabetes as well. Any questions so far? You're good.
No,
okay.
You're doing good. You're doing great.
Thank you. Like I talked about, it could be also caused by long-term medication, so any antibiotics or cortisone. Walking barefoot in public spaces. Every time I see somebody barefoot at the gym, I just want to cry for them. So please make sure that you are wearing sandals in public spaces. If you're going to the pool, if you're going to the gym, even if you're in a park, and even if you're walking in the grass, it doesn't matter, just protect your feet. In another cause or why it happens, sorry, I hear an echo, is because some nail salons or nail professionals, they don't follow the proper infection control protocols. So you can find that fungus in your pedicure bowl, for example, or even implements and tools that they use. So if they don't clean and disinfect the pedicure bowl, the tub, or the jet, all that bacteria, all the nastiness stays there. So then when you are in the water, you're there and they're already working on you, you get exposed to those, to that fungus as well. So if you're wondering how I make sure, that the nail salon that I'm going is clean, well, ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. So please make sure that you ask the owner or the technician, how is it that you disinfect and sanitize, and what products are you using? And if you see that they're hesitant to tell you, then get out of there, because nobody should be able to hide what is it that they're doing. So make sure that you're going to a place that they are, they're keeping you safe and sound. How about that?
Yes.
That they care about sanitation. So that's how you get tinea pedis and the reasons why you get it as well. Management, how is it that you can treat it? How is it that I can prevent it? So once you have it, you will first of all go to your doctor, and they will prescribe you an antifungal lotion that you could put on. Sometimes if it's very severe, they might give you some medication. So the daily use of antifungal agents definitely works. Also wash your feet with a pH balance cleanser, and also with an antibacterial soap. The combination of both will definitely help. Once you get out of the shower, please always dry well between your feet and between between your toes. I find this very common on people that just rub the towel and they keep going and they have moisture between the toes. Well, because fungus grows in warm and moist places, you're just feeding the fungus that you already have. So make sure that you dry your feet correctly. Change your socks daily. Don't use the same shoes every day, and use the shoes that and make sure that the shoes that you use, you clean them and you disinfect them. Believe it or not, people still use the same socks that they used the day before. If you already have the tinea pedis, that fungus is in your socks. So by using them again, you're reinfecting. If you're using the same shoes you used last night, the fungus is there, you're going to be reinfected. It's in your carpet, it's in your shower. So make sure that everything that you come in contact, you clean it and you disinfect it properly. To clean your shoes, you can have an antibacterial spray for shoes. You can also wash them, expose them to the sun, anything that will make them dry, to kill that fungus. So that's how you manage it. And a healthy nutrition, right? Like everything else. Make sure that your food, that whatever you're taking is healthy, that is not high in sugars, so you don't make the problem worse. And to prevent it, use a lotion that contains an ingredient called urea, spelled urea. Why urea? Well, urea is an antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. It's a humectant that helps hold the moisture on our feet. So the skin in our feet is very different from our body and our face. So you're not going to use a face lotion in your body the same way you're not going to use a body butter on your face, right? So the lotion that we need to be using for our feet has to have that ingredient called urea, just because it's going to hold the moisture, because we have so many sweat glands in our feet that we just expose everything that we put on. So the urea helps bond that moisture in it to keep your feet like you're supposed to, feeling like baby feet. Wear natural fibers only. So that means that 100% cotton socks. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them in any stores, and you can use this when it's summer, when it's hot, and warm. And then for the winter, use 100% wool, just because that way your feet are not getting sweaty, they're not getting hot, causing that vicious cycle again of feeding the fungus. And for the shoes, make sure that they are natural fibers, so like leather shoes or anything that is not made of plastic, because most of our shoes are made of plastic. So I think that's how you prevent it. And love your feet, people. They carry you, and they're the most neglected part of our body. So thank you.
Thank you. That was a wonderful presentation. I love, I have such I was a nail tech, for those of you who don't know. So when I hear this kind of stuff, it like brings it all back. And I just remember this one story, Yali. As a nail tech, we become so, sensitive to diseases with the hands and feet. I know for a fact, and I know this has probably happened to you too, because it has happened to me in my years of doing services. I remember this one time specifically, this man, he was across the room, but when he took his shoes off, I smelled it and I knew it before I even looked at him. I was so sensitive to it, and I knew it. It was faint. The scent was very faint, but I knew it before I even. Tell me you can smell it too.
Yes, there's a particular smell when people have tinea pedis and the nail fungus as well, the onychomycosis. You can smell it. It's very distinct. So yes, I can relate.
Yes, and it was like I knew it before I even saw it. And you're right, certain things you become very sensitive, and you can smell it in this industry. So thank you for this presentation. It was absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And enjoy Puerto Rico. And again, let me say this. Let me take this down off the screen real quick, because I want you to say again,
you're safe in our space.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Great presentations this morning. Let's bring in Miss Cherie Sarah. Good morning. We got to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you? Welcome.
Hi.
I got to get you to say it too. So let me bring the banner back up so you can say what you are.
You are safe in our space.
Yes. Good morning. You got to tell us who you are and where you are.
Hello, everyone. You heard Miss Tamara refer to me as Cherie. That is my legal name, but I go by Sarai. So I'm Sarai. I am a manicurist educator in Texas, and I am in DFW, Texas, by the way. And I am honored to be on this platform, and I'll get started. I'm just super excited because the amazing educators that went before me did a phenomenal job, and it just kind of gave me a little boost of confidence. And I was like, yes. So I'm like, excited. So forgive me if y'all are, over the top.
We're loving the energy. Bring it.
Okay, so when I seen the list of topics to talk about, and this one wasn't my first topic because I was like, what is this? And then as soon as I started researching, I looked it up and I say, oh, conjunctivitis. Conjunctivitis, CONJUNCTI. Ooh, conjunctivitis, TIS. Okay. Ding, I hope that was right. Conjunctivitis. I did that without looking.
DITIS.
Okay. Conjunctivitis. What is that? Okay, so when I looked it up, and then I was like, oh, okay, everybody know what conjunctivitis is. The pink eye. The pink eye. It is contagious. There are 3 types of conjunctivitis. Before I give you those 3 types of conjunctivitis, okay, and it's called the pink eye. So it has something to do with the eyes. And so I'm just going to give you a little bit of the structure of the eye. We have the conjunctiva, the conjunctiva. I'm like Miss Brenda, these words. The conjunctiva, which is the it's on the, and I'm very illustrated, so, and I didn't have a screen to share, so I'm just going to use my eye. So look at me, guys. So the conjunctiva is on the white part of your eye. There's a clear layer that covers the white part. So that's what is affected when you have conjunctivitis. The iris is the color part of your eyes. We all have, most people have, the most common is brown eyes, but there are blue eyes and there are green eyes, hazel eyes. So it is the color of your eyes, the iris. And then the pupil. The pupil is the center of your iris, which is the black part, which is very important because that is what causes us to see. And it allows the amount of light to come in so that we can focus on it. Okay, and your pupils, its function is to dilate according to how much light, when it's dark, when it's light. Okay, so that is just a little bit of the structure of eye. I'm not an ophthalmologist, so I can't give you everything. So the pink eye. There are 3 types of pink eye conjunctivitis. There's viral conjunctivitis, there's bacterial conjunctivitis, there is allergic conjunctivitis. 2 of those are contagious, viral and bacterial conjunctivitis. And then I have the viral one is some virus that is the same virus that that causes the common cold. And bacterial conjunctivitis. Okay, y'all, so conjunctivitis is known as the pink eye. And growing up, one of the main things, like a doctor didn't tell us this, but our mothers and grandmothers would tell us, you know how you got that pink eye, right? You didn't wash your hands after you came from the bathroom and you got poop in your eye. So when you think of bacterial, that is exactly what it is. You're not washing your, that's one of the main reasons of getting the pink eye. You're not washing your hands properly after you go to the bathroom. And that is very important to be very hygienic after you come from the bathroom. I don't have a screen to show, but I did have pictures, so I'm going to see if you guys can see these pictures of what the eye looks like with viral conjunctivitis. Can you guys see that? So the eyes are red, they are inflamed. The eyelids could be puffy and it itches. And then we have, brace yourself if you can't stand things. This is a bacterial conjunctivitis. So same thing with all 3 of these, your eyes can become red and they're inflamed and they're itchy with all 3 types. But then this difference is bacterial conjunctivitis. As you see the white stuff that is like leaking from the eye, that is pus or whatever. So, and like what it says, bacterial conjunctivitis, it's also it could be the same strand as Miss Brenda talked about, strep throat. So, and also that saying, your grandmother, your parents aren't wrong when they say that it's caused by, poop, because what's in fecal is bacteria and harmful bacteria. And so that's why it infects the eye. And then the third one, something I was going to add to about the pus or whatever. Anybody, like, I'm sure, like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I've probably had the pink eye maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. And it just, you wake up and you get that thick pus that is in your eye. And sometimes one of your eyes, it can't even open up because it's so sticky and it's closed. And then it gets all dried up. And then it's like you have all this white, nasty crust in your eye. So the third one is the allergic conjunctivitis. And same thing, your eyes are irritated, they're red, they're itchy. But the difference between the other two and the allergic conjunctivitis is that it is not contagious, right? Yes, it is not contagious. And how can you get allergic conjunctivitis? I apologize, y'all. I should have practiced this word way more. I could just say pink eye, right? Okay, so how do you get it? What are you allergic to when like the environment, pollen, smoke, like cigarette smoke, fumes that you're around, animals, like, a lot of people are allergic to cats or dogs, and so you have different allergic reactions, and so you getting the pink eye conjunctivitis. I like to keep on saying it because it betters me to, when something is hard, keep saying it, like, don't avoid it. So so I talked about how do you get conjunctivitis, and I'm just going to what are some remedies and treatments of it. So the home remedy, especially with allergic the viral pink eye.
Conjunctivitis.
Conjunctivitis. The viral conjunctivitis, you will want to go to the doc. Well, no, not the doctor. Your body will fight it off itself. So it's not really much for you to do. But if you want to be more comfortable, you can go get a cool wet towel and place it over your eye and just lay still. I mean, just lay down and just chill out, kind of like don't really do nothing. You don't want to be in a workspace with the pink eye, because that's invitation, clock out, go home, because we don't want that. But even though your body it says that your body can fight off the viral conjunctivitis, you can do things that can help your body, drink water, keep a good immune system, eat healthy, exercise regularly, so that your immune system is healthy enough and your white blood cells can go ahead and fight it off quickly, because we don't want to miss too many days of work, right? Because of the pink eye, that would be and the bacterial infection, you will want to go to the doctor and have the doctor prescribe you an antibiotic eye drop, because that's bacterial. So you need something prescribed. The allergic conjunctivitis, you can probably go to you don't have to get a prescription of eye drop, but you can go to your drugstore, your local drugstore, and get, what's the most common eye drop? Red eyes, clear eyes, that one, and to relieve the itchiness and the puffiness. And so I think that is all of my notes. In closing, I would like to just say conjunctivitis, my topic, also known as the pink eye, as a nail professional. And that saying that we are saying you are safe in our space. Anytime as nail professionals, we are in the salon, we're in a suite, and we're taking clients in and out, and they're sitting in our chair. We have, most of us, we make policies where I know you want your nail service done, you want your feet done, but we want to keep the client safe, and we want to keep the professionals safe. So if you have the pink eye, the conjunctivitis, stay home for the day. You know, your nail service, you can do some at-home nail maintenance to buy you some time before you come home. Because in the salon, in any nail salon, beauty salon, any beauty professional space, just like the hospital, we grew up, most of us as humans, we grew up saying that sharing is caring, but sharing is not caring in our spaces, because we don't want to share use implements, and then disposable implements. You want to throw them away after each client. Also, and when you're using your makeup, that was one point that I forgot to do. No sharing, like especially eye makeup. You know, I know, like if you're on a girls trip and everybody's frantic trying to get ready for that little concert or whatever. Hey girl, you got that mascara? Can I use some? Girl, I need a little bit of eye makeup right here. We don't want to do that, because then bacterial and people have different germs are spread, and that could be a way of spreading it as well. So, and my source is, if it matters, if you want to look it up, I use this website called AAO.org. It is called American Academy of Ophthalmology. AAO.org. All right, that is my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yes, you were wonderful. Thank you. And again, you got to say it with me. What you are?
Safe in our space.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Sarai. Let's bring in Mr. Ronnie Mack. Hold on. Let's see one more. Let's see, Mr. Mack. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. We sure can. Ronnie Mack, welcome. You got to say it.
Well, it is Safe and Sound Week, and you are safe in our space.
Awesome. Tell us who you are, Mr. Ronnie Mack, and where you are.
My name is Ronnie Mack. I'm out of Arizona. I'm actually in Tucson. Nice and hot out here. I've been in the industry 26 years. I've been cutting 30 years. I'm a barber cosmetologist, massage therapist. My subject today is the herpes simplex 1 and 2, and it is highly communicable. So in turn, it is something to be aware of. The one thing that is interesting about it being communicable because it is viral. The funny part is that the skin has to be receptive to that virus. So in turn, if your skin in whatever area that is exposed to is not receptive or weak enough for whatever the case may be pertaining to the skin, it won't receive the virus. So it's not 100% guarantee that you're going to receive it if you come across it or contact with it. It is contracted, obviously, through touch, sexual contact, and such. So the most prevalent areas for it to be seen is in the genital area, which is the simplex 2, and then in the mouth, which is the simplex 1. And they're interchangeable because it is a virus, and depending on the skin that's receptive to it. The symptoms of it are pretty, you could recognize them pretty quick. It is initially red bumps, and they could just be red bumps by themselves, or they could be a red bump with a pustule, like a white head. So in turn, either way, whitehead or not, the pustule will have to bust, and then the virus itself is really contagious because now it is available to be released. The thing about it is, though, that genital herpes is not, or even just simplex 1 or 2, herpes is not, it does not live long outside of the body or its fluid. So you really can't contract it that easily off of toilet seats, towels, and such because of the air exposure. The symptoms also, you have the ability to contract or expose somebody with the pustules, but also there's a level of the skin where it doesn't show in a pustule form. It will show itself as almost a dry skin, a flaky, scaly look. And then, you know, the best part about it is that you don't even need any symptoms to be able to contract or pass it on. So in turn, it is something that you have to be very conscious of and hygienic, be careful and respectful. So it's one of those highly communicable diseases. The percentage within America is anywhere within 60 to 80%. 80 seems to be the percentage that comes up more pertaining to all adults within America that have the herpes simplex and either don't have symptoms or do. And of course, cold sores and things that we know that are herpes but may not necessarily be perceived as that may reduce people's perception of percentage. But it is a very highly contractable disease. And the measures to spread it, of course, is to be careful and conscious, practice safe sex, and just be aware of yourself at all times. Yeah, I mean,
That's
it is
great, Ronnie. We appreciate your presentation this morning. You know, I just applaud. First of all, let me let you say it one more time. Again, what?
You are safe in our space.
Yes. So this is going to be our theme moving forward as we continue to work side by side with OSHA. I'm going to bring you back, Ronnie, at the end. We got about 5 more minutes left in this broadcast. We have one more presentation. Let me see if she's able to get her camera working. If not, I'm going to bring all of the other presenters back to the screen, and we're going to just have a few more minutes to greet our those that are watching. And hold on for me just 1 second, Ronnie. Let me see where Miss Jackie is. Jackie, do we have a camera that's working for you or some sound? Jackie, are you there? No, not there. Let's try it one more time, Jackie. You got several devices open. Jackie, are you there? Are you there? Let's see. We might have something with this one. Hopefully we do. No, it's just buffering. Yikes. So we are short one presentation. We had one more to go, but I'm going to bring all of our presenters back who are still able to stick and stay for a few more minutes. And Mr. Ronnie, let's bring you back to the screen. Y'all, this has been a phenomenal, our first annual Safe and Sound Week with OSHA. We've been an affiliate of OSHA's now since 2014. Yeah, since 2014. We have had a federal alliance with OSHA, but this is the first time as an organization that we have participated with OSHA Safe and Sound Week. So I just want to applaud you, those of you who are presenters this morning. I want to applaud those of you who are member advocates of this organization. You know, it says a lot that we are intentional about certain parts of this business. You know, we're artists, right? Like, so we can do all these great, beautiful, wonderful things, but the root, the foundation of who we are as professionals is health and safety. So I just want to say thank you. And I just kind of want to go, around and let you guys just kind of chime in and just give a reason and say why you've joined this organization and what it means to you. Can I start with you, Renee?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I definitely was extremely ecstatic to find this group because, I mean, it hits right at the core of everything in our industry, health and safety, making sure that our licenses stay intact and they don't, get unregulated, because I mean, even just talking about the couple fungal, viral, bacterial infections that we just did, you can see that without having a license and having proper training and being held to account for those types of things and that level of sanitation, we could be creating very dangerous situations for our community. So being a part of a group of people across the country that are committed to sending that message out is super important to me. So thank you very much, you guys.
Thank you, Renee. Dr. Brenda, I'm gonna unmute you and let you give a few words.
I was happy to find out this organization exists, the Politics, Beauty, and Barber Professionals, and the Concern Beauty and Barbers. Fighting legislation. I'm an advocate in my state of keeping our license intact. And just like Renee was saying, it's important that our license and those that are practicing be aware of health and safety even the more. And those that are unlicensed, watching what we're talking about today, will be moved to get a license, to see how important it is to be licensed in your state. It gives you a sense of pride when you have a license, a certification of doing something that is for the public. We are one of the professions that can lay hands on the public. And so we have a responsibility to keep them safe in our space and ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ronnie Mac, you want to jump in? Then I'm going to go to Sarai. I'm going to come back to you, Jackie. I see we got your camera working. Go ahead, Ronnie Mac.
Yeah, I mean, Politics Beauty to me is something that was a blessing that came into my life out of nowhere. Myself has been dedicated to information and education for a while, and of course trying to give back to the industry that I love so much, that has provided so much for me and my family, freedom and an ability to grow and mature as a person, not just a business person. So in turn, this is the next level of maturity for me within the industry, and giving me another platform to give back to the people that probably most of them don't even really fathom or understand that we're fighting for something that they don't even understand allows them to be business owners and feel on top of the world. So for me to be able to expose the next level of consciousness for the industry so that we can prevail, hopefully in the end, I'm very, very excited. So thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of the group.
Yeah, phenomenal, phenomenal. Thank you, Ronnie Mac. Miss Sarai, you want to unmute and jump in?
Okay, hello everyone once again. I'm Sarai. So I am very ecstatic that I joined this organization, and I know for me being a nail professional, right now in my career stage, I do not actively take clients, so I'm not doing the technical side of my career. So me joining this space, it gives more substance and more purpose to talk about, to teach about, to be involved in the business side and the politics side, knowing about rules and regulations of our industry, and to share it with other nail professionals. I know I say nail professionals because that's my industry, but it's the nail industry is a part of the beauty and barber industry overall, so it's all relevant. And so I love this organization, and I'm here to learn more and get more than I take, because I'm still new to this side, and that's what I want to do. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarai. And Jackie, I know you were having technical difficulties, but chime in and, why you're a part of this organization. I'm going to take all of this and put it all together, and we're going to have some great pieces to come out of it. So thank you. Got to unmute.
I'm Jackie Easley. I'm from Akron, Ohio, and I'm a cosmetologist here for the last 32 years. And sorry, I don't know what was going on with my devices today, but anyway, I was going to be reporting on hepatitis C, so I want to throw a few things out there right fast. But hepatitis C, also called Hep C and HCV, is very common. More than 200,000 U.S. cases per year, so that's a lot. So we need to look at this subject as well. It's pretty serious. It's a viral infection, and it's usually transmitted through blood. And most people don't even know they have it.
Yeah.
About half the people don't even know they have it. And it is recommended that people between the age of 18 and 79 be tested for hepatitis C. And people born between 1945 and 1965 have 5 times more chance of getting the hepatitis C.
Yep. Jackie, I'm going to come back and record you separately so that we'll have your own, because I wanted to have everybody to have their own clip. So I'm going to come back. So you make sure you stay with us. But let's answer the question, and I'm going to come back and record you separately so I'll have your clip, okay?
Okay.
But go ahead and just tell us why you're a part of this organization.
Well, I've been in the industry for like 30 years, and I'm seeing all the different changes that's going on, and it's very, very serious to me. The deregulations of things, the cutting hours, personally working with the stylists in the salons that only have certificates. So just like the health, and I think we're a very essential part of society because of things like the COVID and the herpes, and just to try to cut down on all these diseases and stuff that's out here.
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to say thank you to the member advocates who actively and who, willingly participate in this. This is a choice. As beauty and barber professionals, we, like I say, we're artists. We love the craft, we love what we do, but to take this and make this a central part of who you are as a professional says a lot about who you are as a professional. So I just want to say thank you. And go to our website. It's politicsbeautybarber.org. It is TheCBBP.org. Go to the website, learn about who we are, and be a part of what we're doing. This is the foundation of our industry. Health, safety, sanitation, infection control. In this COVID season, this is the foundation of our industry, and we are absolutely essential. So I just want to say thank you again for joining us on our first annual Safe and Sound Week. And let's say it together, y'all. You are safe in our space.
In our space.
Yeah, let's try that again, y'all. So we could be in unison. Let's try it again. You are safe
in our space.
Where the 1, 2, 3 at?
Let's count to 3. Yeah,
let's do the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You are safe
in our
space.
This was phenomenal. I just want to say thank you again. This was really good. Somebody gave us some flowers this morning. All right. Monday school is every second and fourth Monday. This is our open house. Our next Monday school is scheduled for 2 weeks from today. If you are not a part of our organization, please join us again. The Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals, Politics, Beauty and Barber. Again, you are safe in our space. Thank you guys for participating this morning. Thank you. Y'all hold on. Stay with me.